OS management techniques. Single user, fixed partitions, dynamic partitions, best fit versus first fit, allocation, deallocation, relocatable dynamic partitions. Single user, an operating system that allows a single user to perform only one task at a time is called a single user single tasking operating system. Functions like printing a document, downloading images, etc. can be performed only one at a time. Which computer is used by single user? Workstation, a powerful, single-user computer. A workstation is like a personal computer, but it has a more powerful microprocessor and, in general, a higher quality monitor. The examples include MS-DOS, Palm OS, etc. Fixed partitioning is also known as contiguous memory allocation. Fixed partitioning is the easiest method, which is used to load more than one process into the main memory. In the main memory into partitions, and the size of partitions can be different or equal. In the first partition, the operating system is present, and the remaining partitions are used to store the user processes. There are various cons of using this technique. Internal fragmentation, external fragmentation, limitation on the size of the process. Degree of multiprogramming is less. Dynamic partitioning tries to overcome the problems caused by fixed partitioning. In this technique, the partition size is not declared initially. It is declared at the time of process loading. The first partition is reserved for the operating system. The remaining space is divided into parts. The size of each partition will be equal to the size of the process. The partition size varies according to the need of the process so that the internal fragmentation can be avoided. Example of dynamic partitions. Best fit BF. The best fit deals with allocating the smallest free partition which meets the requirement of the requesting process. This algorithm first searches the entire list of free partitions and considers the smallest hole that is adequate. It then tries to find a hole which is close to actual process size needed. Advantage: memory utilization is much better than first fit as it searches the smallest free partition first available. Disadvantage: it is slower and may even tend to fill up memory with tiny useless holes. Example of best fit allocation. First fit, FF, a resource allocation scheme, usually for memory. First fit fits data into memory by scanning from the beginning of available memory to the end, until the first free space which is at least big enough to accept the data is found. This space is then allocated to the data. Any leftover becomes a smaller, separate free space. Advantage: fastest algorithm because it searches as little as possible. Disadvantage: the remaining unused memory areas left after allocation become waste if it is too smaller. Thus request for larger memory requirement cannot be accomplished. Deallocation. Deallocation or deallocate is where a block of information is released from the computer's memory to be used by a different program. Relocatable dynamic partitions. Relocatable dynamic partitions is a memory allocation scheme in which the system relocates programs in memory to gather together all of the empty blocks and compact them to make one block memory to another program to allow the program to execute correctly when loaded into different sections of memory. And also relocatable dynamic partition. The memory manager relocates programs of which it gathers together all empty blocks. Compact the empty blocks and make one block of memory large enough to accommodate some or all of the jobs waiting to get in. Advantages: 1. It removes fragmentation problem. Disadvantages: 1. When a job ends, the system may have to relocate all other jobs in order to recompact. 2. There is still a small amount of memory is wasted. Example of relocatable dynamic partitions.
Peace.